And I think that's one of the coolest things and that people don't realize about modern dubstep or modern electronic music is like how technical things have gotten and how it's become a war with sound design and the physical limits that we can push, like literal speaker hardware.
What does that war mean as a barrier of entry to new artists coming into the space? When you've got these people that have been doing it forever and they're mastering it, right?
It's crazy to think about learning Ableton or FL or Reason or Pro Tools. Crazy to think about learning that for the first time today and hearing some of the stuff. Like imagine putting Ableton in front of someone for the first time and then playing them Virtual Riot and be like, okay, your turn.
Yeah.
You know?
Impossible.
Well, it's becoming easier.
Really?
It's actually getting easier. So like the especially with AI, which I mean, we could have a whole conversation. We could have a whole podcast on AI and music and my thoughts on that.
Down.
But no, the barrier to entry is actually lower than it ever has been. The way the amount of time between starting and finishing a song has never been easier. You know, there are tools out there that, I mean,
that makes me even more optimistic.
Well, here's the thing, dude. Back in the day, drum samples were like the Coca-Cola secret formula. Like if you were a DJ producer and you had a kick drum that fucking hit, you wouldn't let your closest bro see that waveform. You wouldn't let your closest friend drag and drop that file. That is good as gold. Now, there's a million different kick drum samples, a million different snare samples. All those famous drum samples are all out there. So literally anyone who wants to make music has all the ingredients that they want to at their fingertips. It has literally never been easier. YouTube tutorials to make literally the most advanced sound design. You know, Virtual Riot and AU5, another guy that does this really well, all of their stuff's on YouTube. You can watch them step by step, make a patch on Serum or Massive or Phase Plant. You can even download some of those patches, right? And have those sounds for yourself and modify them to make them, you know, unique to yourself. So no, I actually think that the barrier to entry for music production has literally never been lower. And especially considering AI, like there's a kid out there, like an iPad kid who's like putting together samples and AI created snippets that's going to make like the next Billboard, you know, top 10 hit with like a collection of samples and they exclusively found on the internet.
That's awesome.
Yeah, without a doubt in my mind.
That's awesome.